Hi guys, Geecher64 here, and today is Physical Media Tuesday, and today is also the collection update for the month. Now, it is October. We've got Halloween week. I've actually recently picked up some horror type of movies. I'm not a huge horror fan, but I found some things that I want to check out, some stuff that I've checked out in the past that I want to revisit this Halloween season. So that's going to make up a good little section of this collection update. And because it's Halloween, I think that I need to get into more appropriate attire for the season. All right, now that I'm a little bit more festive for the Halloween season, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Go ahead and start this collection update with The Evil Dead. This is the original Evil Dead Steelbook. I actually found this at the used bookstore. It was, how much was this one? $16. It is the Blu-ray. It's not a 4K, but it's a really nice looking Steelbook. I'm really happy with this one, the front and the back. I've actually never seen The Evil Dead, but what I did was I read some of the comic books of Ash back in the day. So I'm excited to actually check this one out this holiday season. I like the Steelbook. I like the folds in the Steelbook. It kind of looks like an old movie poster that's been folded. A really nice touch and a really good Steelbook to add to my collection. Next up is a John Carpenter movie, who I really love. John Carpenter's The Thing. It's one of my favorite movies. We've got The Fog. This one has a very good atmosphere to it. The stories and the pacing's kind of off, but it is very atmospheric and is a good movie to watch in Halloween. I actually checked it out last Halloween, and I came across this Steelbook, and I was like, I gotta get this. This is a really great looking Steelbook, great art, front and back. I mean, just look at that. That looks so friggin' awesome. I really do like this one. Great Steelbook to add to my collection. Next up, we've got some more horror movies. We got Resident Evil. It's not great, but it's like a good kind of cheesy type of horror movie, I guess. I actually just saw it for the first time last year. Wasn't really too impressed with it. Never watched any of the other Resident Evil movies. I remember playing the games back in the day, but never was interested in the movies. The back's kind of boring there. But I actually picked this one up for $2. A $2 Steelbook. I couldn't pass that up, right? So I did pick up that one, and I picked up another Resident Evil movie. I have no idea which one this is in the franchise, but Resident Evil Afterlife. Whichever number that one is in the series. This I also picked up for $2. Again, if I come across any Steelbook for $2, it's really hard for me to pass up, even if it's a movie that I'm not super excited to check out. There is the back there. So my question to you is, when you think of Milla Jovovich, what's the first movie you think of? Is it Resident Evil or is it Fifth Element? Comment and let me know.
I don't know.
Next up is Children of the Corn. I got this Steelbook. This is the original Children of the Corn with Linda Hamilton, who's probably more famous to you for the Terminator movies, Terminator 1 and 2 as Sarah Connor. We don't talk about the other Terminator movies. I've not seen this one in a while. I remember I watched the entire movie on TV, so I'm curious to watch like the non-TV edit of this movie. Again, since I watched it on TV, that tells you how long it's been since I've seen the movie. So I am looking forward to checking this out. I was actually kind of surprised and happy that I came across this Steelbook. I didn't even realize there was a Steelbook for the original Children of the Corn. So when I came across this at the used bookstore, very surprised and happy to pick it up and add it to my collection. And there's two more that I actually forgot to film when I initially was filming because I actually just watched them. So one was Jacob's Ladder. This was actually given to me by a buddy of mine. Thank you, Juan, for sending this to me. I gave it a shot, and you know what? I thought it was pretty good. It's one of those movies that when I first saw it, I was just like, I think I like that. I'm not sure if I liked it or not, but I thought about it afterward, which is usually a sign of a good movie. So I did like this, a good psychological type of horror type of movie, which is the type of horror that I'm into. I like slashers, I like psychological stuff, and I like suspense. So thank you. I did enjoy this one. And the other one I forgot, but actually watched the night before filming originally was Christine. Yes, I got a Steelbook for Christine. I'd never seen the movie all the way through. I'd seen part of the movie on TV when I was a teenager. Hardly remembered any of it. I actually had a really good time watching this one, and the trailer on the special features for it just is probably one of the best movie trailers I think I've ever seen. I thought it was so great. There's a part where they're talking about the curves of the car, and you can't tell it's the car yet as the trailer's unfolding, and then there's this great line that I'll just play for you now.
Christine, body by Plymouth, soul by Satan.
Isn't that awesome? The Steelbook's kind of cool, and there's like the description for Christine on the bottom of it. I don't think I have any Steelbook that's similar to this. Definitely very unique looking Steelbook. And I got this at the used bookstore for $16 on 4K. The 4K looked really great. Again, this was a very good pickup for me from the used bookstore, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. Next up is a good TV movie that some of you may remember from the 90s if you were a 90s kid. When Good Ghouls Go Bad. This one had Christopher Lloyd in it. It was just a TV movie, but I remember watching it every year whenever I was a kid. I was one of those like mainstays that when the Halloween season would come around and they would start doing the Halloween movies. A really great movie if you've never seen it. As far as it's as a TV movie, if you want to watch something that is nostalgic for the 90s, this is right up your alley. They didn't print a whole lot of these. There was never a Blu-ray release. I think this thing's going for like $20+ on eBay at the time. So I actually found it at the used bookstore for $10, which is high for a DVD. But again, I knew that this one was a harder one to find. So I was really happy when I came across this and was able to pick it up because now I can actually check it out. I haven't seen it in a couple years. And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
It will be a night to dismember. Anybody else want a piece of me?
Another classic TV movie, Tower of Terror, with Steve Guttenberg and young Kirsten Dunst. I actually just watched this one a couple nights ago, and it's okay. It's not as good as I remember. This is like, sometimes when you watch movies when you're a kid, and you're like, yeah, I remember liking that. Well, it's not the greatest, but it was a fun nostalgic watch. I hadn't seen it in like 20 years. Going back to revisit it, had that extra nostalgia feel. It was full screen. I watched it on my 120-inch projector, and it didn't look too terrible. Yeah, mostly it was just a good nostalgia trip. So, yeah, keeping on with some more Halloween stuff that I've picked up this month. We've got Scream 4. This one, I think, is my second favorite Scream movie. I did a whole Scream ranking for all the Scream movies. I really do like Scream. And this was the last one I needed. I was holding out for a 4K because this is the only one that still has not had a 4K release. Scream 1, 2, and 3 have had 4K release. I've got that trilogy behind me. Scream 5 had a 4K release, and Scream 6 had a 4K release. So I was holding out and hoping that they would do a 4K release, and they may still do that. That may come out later next year, who knows. But this is the only one as of right now that does not. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go and get the Blu-ray. This was part of the 3-for-2 sale that recently ran on Target and Amazon. So with that discount, I ended up paying like $6, I think, for it, or less than that. So yeah, not a bad deal. And I did go ahead and pick up Scream 5 as well. I like lots of aspects of this movie, and I did a whole review of it and when I ranked these things, but I obviously liked it enough to where I would go ahead and buy it. I got the Steelbook, which is cool. I can put it on my Steelbook magnet display on the wall. And I'm looking forward to kind of checking it out again. I was pretty disappointed with Scream 6, but there's all kinds of different Scream fans who love their individual Scream movies as their favorite types of movies. Some people, this is their favorite one, and that's cool. But for me, it's okay. It's good. It's good enough for me to buy. Probably the only one I won't buy is Scream 6, but anyway, I got that one. So. That kind of concludes the Halloween section of my collection update here. Moving into some documentaries, is I just picked this thing up. This is a Disturbance in the Force documentary on the Star Wars holiday special. I have never seen this before. Actually got this discounted on Amazon for $7, which I thought was a great deal. I don't believe this is streaming anywhere. It's got some interesting interviews. Just looking from the back, you've got Kevin Smith, Gilbert Godfrey, Weird Al, Seth Green. So a wide variety of people to talk about the Star Wars holiday special. I do love documentaries. I'm continuing to build my documentary section of my collection, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Another movie that I have not seen that I went and picked up is 5/25/77. I haven't seen the movie yet, so just based on the description, there's a young guy who goes and checks out Star Wars for the first time when Star Wars first comes out. I guess it's almost like the description almost reminds me of Fanboys a little bit, but I don't think it's as much a comedy. I think it's more of a drama. But again, I haven't seen it yet. But I am looking forward to checking this out. This movie was filmed like over 10 years ago, I think. It was a long time ago this movie was filmed, and it kind of just sat on a shelf for a long time, and then they finally put it out. So I am looking forward to checking it out. It's got a nice slip here to it, so looking forward to checking that one out. Another Steelbook I recently picked up, which just released last month, I think, was Stardust on 4K. I didn't actually own Stardust, and I hadn't seen Stardust since it first came out. I think it was 2007. I think it was a 2007 movie. And I remember thinking it was okay at the time, and I was just like, oh, well, I don't know. I haven't really had any interest in going back to revisit it. But when the Steelbook came out, I was like, you know what? I do kind of want to check that out again. I thought the Steelbook looked really nice, so I went ahead and picked that one up. Another Steelbook that I picked up at Walmart not too long ago was Jurassic Park on 4K. This is the only Jurassic Park Steelbook that I have, but I did want to upgrade this one. This is far and away the best Jurassic Park movie by leaps and bounds. The first one, the original. Good looking Steelbook, pretty simplistic, but one that I'm happy to display up on the wall. Next, we've got a TV show here. The Last Ship. I got this one from the used bookstore. I paid $5 for it. I actually have already seen the entire show. It was streaming on, I think, Hulu, back when I had Hulu, and I watched the whole thing. It's actually a pretty good show. The last season wasn't very good, but this is season 1, and, you know, I figured, you know what, the first couple seasons are ones I would probably go back and watch again, and since I don't have the streaming service it's currently streaming on, and I came across it, I was like, sure, I'll go ahead and pick it up. Next up, we've got a random Steelbook that I found. Toy Story 3. I got this at the used bookstore for $3.
That's shocking.
I know, isn't that shocking? I don't even know if it's a 4K or the Blu-ray. Okay, it looks like it's got the Blu-ray and DVD in it. So anyway, not a super exciting Steelbook, and it's kind of scratched up on the back, but again, for like $3, it's kind of hard to pass up, I think. And not only did I pick up this, I also picked up Toy Story 3 3D. So I picked up 2 copies of Toy Story 3, which I already have copies of. But as I think I mentioned in my last collection update, I've been trying to get all of the Toy Story movies on Blu-ray 3D because I don't. I found Toy Story 2, and now I found Toy Story 3. A nice looking lenticular there. I'm looking forward to checking it out. The Toy Story trilogy is like the best animated trilogy of all time. Is that debatable? I don't know. Maybe anything is debatable, I guess. But anyway, I'm looking forward to checking that out in 3D. I also got Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg. I paid $2 for this at the used bookstore. I actually already owned this one. I bought it years ago when it first came out. But I actually ended up giving it to a buddy of mine when we were both in the military. And I was like, here, you can have this. And, I haven't had it in my collection since then. And coming across, I was like, oh, yeah, might as well go ahead and pick it up. Put it back into the collection. No reservations. I got this one for $1. It's still sealed up. Don't really know much about it. I know it's about cooking. And it's got Catherine Zeta-Jones and Aaron Eckhart, a.k.a. Two-Face. Don't know anything about it, like I said. But it was $1, so I figured, hey, I don't know. I'll give it a shot. We've also got Colossal. I picked this one up for $3. I vaguely remember them when this one came out. It's kind of like an indie movie. It's got Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis in it. Again, never watched it. I've noticed a lot of times when I'm picking up stuff from my collection, if I come across movies I haven't seen and they're only a couple dollars that look interesting or that I remember hearing about, I figure I'd give them a shot. So anyway, looking forward to checking that one out. Next up, we've got a Steelbook that actually was given last month, Highlander. And I've actually never seen Highlander. I've seen clips from Highlander. I know lines from Highlander. You know, there could be only one. I know all of that. But I've actually never sat down and watched the movie. I think I vaguely remember watching some parts of it when it was on TV, whenever I was a kid. But the Steelbook looks kind of cool. It's got a removable there. Look at that back. It is a great looking Steelbook. It's a very good looking Steelbook. So, and that one was gifted to me. So, that makes it even better. So, another movie we've got, Her, with Joaquin Phoenix. I got this one for $3. I actually been wanting to add this one to the collection for quite some time. I've already seen it. I do like it. It actually made it onto my favorite movies of the decade list from that video that I did back in 2020. And yeah, like I said, it was a good movie, but I didn't have it in my collection. And I was hoping I could find it used, and I did for $3. Good pickup. We've also got Jexy, and this is about another AI woman assistant, I think. I haven't seen it, but I remember watching the trailer for it. This was another one that I hadn't seen, and it was only I think it was $2, and I was just like, sure, I'll pay $2 for it and give it a shot. I think Adam Devine's sometimes funny. Some movies I've seen him in, I really think he's funny, and then other movies I'm like, I don't know why you're not funny in this. But anyway, that was a good pickup. I also got Fall. This one I actually checked out last month after I got it, and really good movie. I actually really enjoyed it. Watching it on my 120-inch, I did get some vertigo at times. I really liked the way it was filmed. Actually liked watching the behind the scenes for the movie. It's a very small movie. Definitely feels like an indie movie, and but I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Baseball. We got Little Big League. I just picked this one up brand new on Blu-ray. I got this as part of the 3-for-2 deal, and I actually just watched this one last week, and I was happy, man. The Blu-ray looked really good. Like, this looked like watching almost a brand new movie. I hadn't seen Little Big League in a long time, probably since I was a kid. It's one of the more underrated kids baseball movies from the 90s, which there were quite a few. But yeah, it was actually fun to watch. It took me back to the 90s, 1 hour I was watching baseball as a kid. The story and characters aren't super great, but I really liked the way everything was filmed. It was a very good looking movie, and I liked the baseball action in the movie. Also got The League. I got this one for $2. This one is season 2. And I don't have any of the other seasons, but hopefully I can get a couple of them here or there. They'll pop up at the used bookstore, and I can kind of build it out a little bit. I really do think The League is funny. I've watched it a few times when I had the streaming service it was on. I don't remember which one it was on. I think it was on Hulu, which I don't have anymore. So I was like, all right, let me pick up a couple seasons. That way, if I want to watch some of the episodes, I can. I've actually met the Shiva. For those of you who watch The League, you know who the Shiva is. She also was Iden Versio in the Star Wars Battlefront game. So anyway, enough about The League. Let's see, what else do we got? We got Sequest. I have not seen Sequest since I was a kid. This was a 90s TV show, kind of in the vein of, like, what did I say, Stargate? I don't really know what to equate it to because I haven't seen it in so long. Last time I saw this one, I was in the single digits age-wise. So it's been a really long time. But I got this one online. I got a really good deal on it. It was like $30, I think, for the entire season. And this is a Blu-ray. So looking forward to rechecking this one out after all of these years. I also got Big Fat Liar. Got this one as part of the 3-for-2 deal. Really good movie. I actually went back and watched this one a few years back, and it is one of those kids' movies that actually holds up pretty well, that is still good to go back and revisit. Paul Giamatti's great as a villain in it, and also Jaleel White shows up in it, so that was kind of cool. But I'm looking forward to rechecking out on Blu-ray. I picked up a DVD for $3. This is the third, was it season 3? Okay, it's season 3, and I had to double check. I have season 1 and 2, and yeah, I found season 3, even though it's wrapped up. This was at the used bookstore, so I paid used price, $4. $4 is how much I paid for it. So yeah, 47 episodes for $4. A pretty good deal. Next up, we got another Steelbook, Bullet Train, and I paid kind of high price for this, but it was part of the 3 for 2 deal. So with like the discounts and stuff, I paid about $20. It was about $20. Not too bad. Bullet Train is a pretty good movie. There's a part in the movie where they kill a character. I won't say which one, because there's lots of characters in the movie where they kill a character, and then like after that point, the movie does go a little bit downhill for me personally, but it is a pretty fun movie, a really good action movie, and has a really good tone to it. Yeah, it's definitely something I would check out again. I also got kind of a terrible movie, Green Lantern, the extended cut. I've not seen this movie since I saw it in theaters. I've seen it one time. I remember being disappointed. I was a Green Lantern fan. Like, I collected the comic books. Ethan Van Sciver and Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern with Green Lantern Rebirth and Blackest Night was awesome. And then this came out, and this was terrible. Unfortunately, they even made fun of it in the Deadpool, movies. So anyway, I did pick it up. It was only $2. I don't know. Maybe the extended version's better.
I don't think so.
Probably not. We've also got The World's End. I thought about buying the 4K collection that has the entire trilogy of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. Now, this one is probably the least liked, I guess, out of the 3 of those. But I thought it was still a pretty fun movie. And again, I got it for $4, so not bad. Now I at least have them all, even though they're not 4K. It's a type of movie that I'm fine just having on Blu-ray. We've got our last 2 Steelbooks here to wrap up the collection update for the month. We've got the Dark Knight Steelbook. I already have this one on 4K. I already had a Blu-ray copy. I literally just got this because I needed the Steelbook, because with this one, now I have all 3 of the Dark Knight trilogy movies on Steelbook. So I was very happy to come across this, even though I didn't really need the movie. It was kind of high priced at $10, but again, it was used for $10. But I didn't mind paying it because it meant that I had all of the Steelbooks, and that now I can display all 3 of those movies up on the wall on my Steelbook display. And the last movie, well, this one's kind of a disappointment. This is the last one that we're ending it with. Dwayne Johnson's Hercules. I only saw this movie one time. It was just another instance of I came across a Steelbook. $3 for this Steelbook, and so I picked it up. A lot of times when I do these collection updates, I think people may be surprised the amount of used Steelbooks I'm finding, but that's only because I go to the used bookstore at least once a week, and I poke around, and trying to find these things can be like needles in a haystack, but I do come across them from time to time, and they're usually reasonably priced at like $3 or $4, and that's the reason why I picked this one up. And yeah, I didn't own the movie, so sure, why not? As I said, that wraps up this collection update. I don't know if I'm going to wear this pumpkin shirt again, but I figured I wanted to wear it at least one time, and this video seemed like the time to do it. Regardless, let me know what of the stuff I talked about today was most interesting to you, like what was stuff that you would probably pick up if you came across it in a store, or you already own it and you do like it. Whatever the case may be, comment and let me know. I'll have another collection update next month for November. I've been working on quite a few videos I'm trying to get done, so I just want to thank everybody for sticking around on this video. Thank you, subscribers. All of you are awesome. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geetrue64, and I'll always tell you the truth.